Hi everybody, this is Jen from Cookies, Cupcakes, and Cardio.com. Today I'm going to be doing a special Mother's Day video. Mother's Day is coming up soon here in North America, and we're going to be making flower pot cupcakes for all those special women in your life. Let's get started. So we're going to be needing chocolate cake crumbs, which is just baked chocolate cake crumbled up like this. I'm going to be using tan melting wafers. I'm going to be using purple, pink, and green fondant, little white dragees, and I've made these little mini daisies out of royal icing in a previous video, and I'll put a link to those for you. And then for the cutters for the fondant, I just got an assortment of a couple of different flower shapes, and they're quite small, a leaf cutter, and then also just about a 1-inch round regular cookie cutter, some heart sprinkles, some vanilla buttercream for mixing with the chocolate cake, and some just chocolate cookie crumbs. So our first step is to combine a couple of the tablespoons of buttercream in with the cake crumbs. You just want to mix enough buttercream in so that you can mold the cake into little balls and whatnot, and it's easiest I find if I just use my hands. So I'm going to mix that in and then I'll be back. So I have my cake crumbs and buttercream mixed in together now, and I'm just taking my medium-sized cookie scoop, and I'm going to first off start by rolling the dough into a ball. And then I want to make like a tube or a cylinder shape. So I'm just going to roll it in between my fingers here like that to kind of make it more elongated. And then I'm going just pressing at the top and the bottom at the same time while going around like that. And then once I get the shape that I need, I'm just going to start to pull the bottom, just making it more of a tapered look to it here. You can even do it a little bit better, just like that. So I'm going to do a couple more pots, and then I'll be back to show you how to do the top rim of the pot. I have my remaining amount of cake pop dough here, and I'm just taking my 1-inch cutter. I'm just going to cut out these pieces for the top. I'm just going to put them there beside, and then I'm going to set them aside for later. And in the meantime, I'm going to melt my chocolate so it's ready for the next step. So once I've got my pots and then the rim ready, I've got my melted chocolate here, and I'm just taking my pot and I'm going to dip just a tiny bit here. You don't want too much or it'll run out the sides, so you can wipe off a little bit, and then just place it down on top of the pot, just like that. And then take your cake pop stick, put that in, tap that off, and then that's going in the bottom of the pot here. So we're going to let those completely harden, and I like to put them into the freezer for about 5 to 10 minutes, which helps all the chocolate completely solidify. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll be back. Once the chocolate has set in the stick, I'm just going to take my cake pop and dip it directly into the melted chocolate. And then I'm just going to turn and tap until most of it comes off. And then I'll set it back into the holder over here in order to solidify completely. After the chocolate has hardened on the cake pops, we're going to dip just the top again, just slightly into there, and let most of it run off. And then we're going to dip it directly into the cookie crumbs, just like that. And that will be the dirt on the top of the pot. Now that my cake pops are finished, I'm going to start on my flower and leaf decorations. So I've got all 3 of my colors rolled out here. So I'm just going to be cutting out simple flower shapes. Just going to pop this one out here. And what I have down here is just a little flower former. I actually think it's from a dollar store, and it's like a little paint palette. So it's a handy thing to get yourself. It just shapes the petals. And then in the center there, I'm just pressing a little white dragee, and then with my leaf here, cut my leaf out, and then I can put that in the center. And if you want to add like some veins with your veining tool, you can do that. It's just a little bit of extra detail like that. And then you can also cut out these purple ones and place them into the former as well, and another little white dragee in the center. So I'm going to make about probably 1 of each color for each cake pop, and then 2 leaves per cake pop. So to put the flowers on top of the cake pop, I'm just going to be using my chocolate again, and then I'm putting just a little bit of chocolate on the back side. That's going to be the glue to hold the stuff on the top. So I'm going to use 2 leaves, put those on, and then probably 1 of each of the flowers. You don't need too much chocolate, just enough that it will adhere to the other things on there. There we go. And put that on. And then the purple one as well. So I'm going to finish these ones off, and then I'll be back to show you how to do the side. So our last step is to take our little heart sprinkles and just get a little dab of chocolate on the back of them, and then just press that onto the side of the cake pop, and then you can go all the way around with those. So there you go, everybody, how to make flower pot cake pops for Mother's Day. I hope this is a tutorial you can find helpful for you for finding that perfect present to give to your mom on Mother's Day. Thanks for watching, everybody. Remember to subscribe to the channel, and you can find me on lots of other social media pages, and those are all linked in the description box below. See you all next time.